All right, let's talk about something so many of us feel, even if we don't always say it out loud. It's that hesitation to speak up, not because you don't know the answer, but because you just lack that little bit of confidence. Today, we're going to dig into where that comes from and how, for really the first time ever, there's a powerful new way to fix it.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. We're starting with a really simple but honestly profound idea. You can see it right there in the title of this first section. It's not your English.
Now, just let this sink in for a minute. This statement completely reframes the whole issue, doesn't it? For years, you might have thought, oh, my vocabulary isn't good enough, or I don't like my accent. But what if the real problem, the root cause, is something much, much bigger? And look, this isn't about blaming anyone. It's just about understanding a system that's affected, well, generations of us. Does any of this sound familiar? I mean, come on. You're in a meeting, you absolutely know the answer, but you stay quiet. You hesitate. You second-guess yourself. Maybe you've even started calling yourself an introvert because it's just an easier way to explain it. You're brilliant at what you do, technically strong, but getting the words out, that feels like climbing a mountain. And this is such a key distinction. For so many people, what we call introversion is actually just being underconfident. It's something that grew out of an environment where you just didn't get enough practice, not enough encouragement to find your voice. The knowledge has always been there. It was the confidence to share it that just wasn't built up.
So how in the world did this happen? Let's trace it back. We're going to go to the source in our next section, the confidence gap's origin.
You know that feeling of hesitation you might get in a big meeting today? Well, it didn't just appear out of thin air. Its roots go way, way back. This confidence gap, it started to form in the classroom.
And this slide just nails the mismatch perfectly. Think about it. The system we grew up in was all about theory, right? Memorizing facts, getting through the syllabus, and hitting those high marks. But the real world, especially today's world, it demands the complete opposite. It wants application. It wants you to express your ideas. It wants you to be ready for real challenges.
So here's the kicker. In a system that really only praised a few top students and cared more about written tests than spoken ideas, tons of people just never got a chance to speak up. In confidence, it's like a muscle. If it's not exercised early on, it doesn't just stay weak. It starts to fade away.
So that system created this gap. And then the world hit the accelerator, and that gap started to feel like a canyon. Let's talk about that in our next section, when the world changed.
Just look at this timeline. It's wild. It used to be that just knowing stuff was enough. But then social media came along, and suddenly everyone had a platform. Then the creator economy blew up, and you could build a career just by being good at explaining things. And now, today, communication isn't just a nice-to-have skill, it's literally currency.
This whole shift led so many incredibly smart, educated professionals to a pretty painful realization. It's summed up perfectly in this quote. They had the degrees, they had the technical skills, they had the knowledge, but they were never really given the confidence to use it in this new, fast-paced, communication-first world.
Now, of course, tons of people from this system are wildly successful. But here's the thing to understand. Their success often happened despite that educational background, not because of it. They had to really fight to build the confidence that the system just never handed them.
So, you can't go back in time and change the school you went to. But for the first time in history, you can actually replace what was missing. And that brings us to this amazing, revolutionary idea, a new way to practice.
Until just recently, what were your options? Expensive classes, right? The constant fear of being judged by other people, and progress felt so slow. But now, just look at the difference. The AI advantage flips the script. All of a sudden, you have a tool that's easy to access, is completely judgment-free, and you can use it every single day.
So what does a judgment-free space actually feel like? Well, it means you can finally practice speaking without that paralyzing fear of saying the wrong thing. You can try out that new phrase without feeling embarrassed. You can repeat something 100 times if you want, with zero shame. You can learn and grow on your own terms, without needing anyone else to tell you you're doing a good job.
Okay, so let's bring this all home. Let's look forward. This last section is all about taking back control. It's simple. The future is yours.
And this slide asks the single most important question of all. Yeah, the education system is getting better, but that change is slow. Why should you wait for it? The tools to change your own life are here, right now.
So what's the game plan? It's actually incredibly simple. It's all about taking action.
Start using these new tools. Make practice a daily thing, like brushing your teeth. And start, today, to build the confidence that you've always deserved to have.
And here we are, full circle, back to this incredibly powerful idea. Just think about that. The issue was never your ability. It was the lack of a safe space to practice, to fail, to grow. The problem was a lack of opportunity, never a lack of talent.
And that, right there, is the ultimate takeaway. AI gives you that missing piece of the puzzle, that private, patient, judgment-free space to find your voice. With it, you don't have to just get by in this communication-driven world. You can finally feel completely and totally equipped to shape it.